individual ovation. A stunning performance from his team and 3 big decisions made at the right time. He brought on Zinchenko in the ultimate outcome, and he quite rightly gets his own standing ovation. It's interesting that Pep Guardiola brought on Zinchenko, he had an assist. He brought on Sterling, he had an assist. He brought on Gundogan, he scored 2 goals. I think you can say he knows what he's doing.
I think he knows what he's doing. The man's a genius, and again, how he sees the game, and again, he's going to Zinchenko on and play totally different to how you normally see him play. He's actually more offensive, going on that left-hand side, asking questions. Gundogan he brings on, Sterling. He brings Sterling on, and we'll normally see him on the left side cutting in, but he says no, go on the right hand side, go down, get to that byline. This is where we could affect the game. Pep Guardiola, I bow to you, sir. I bow to you.
Well, these players are now coming on and they're exchanging pleasantries with those staff who form their own mini guard of honour, and one by one they're just getting a hug and a high five and a slap on each other's backs, because they spend so much time in the trenches together, don't they?
Yes, they do. And this man here, Kevin De Bruyne, I had the privilege of him being around coaching, because he's doing a bit of his coaching badges, but it was an interesting thing in one of the little games he gave. One team was being defeated of four goals, and he says, it should hurt you. You should want to win. And throughout the sessions, some things I picked up, but I picked up so much. He's a winner. And I said during a point in the game, you're going to find leaders that will come up and ask questions. And he was one of those that when we were 2-0 down, he was driving forward, making runs forward. Even when I looked as though the game was probably the unders, he was one of those that was driving forward. Good one, another one that stepped up. And that's where you see those leaders and those winners. And I saw that with him coaching, and I saw it, we all saw it today with him driving on and helping the team to win today.
Well, now one by one the players are going up for their medals. The first one is the goalkeeper, Zach Steffen. He'll be followed by each and every squad member. Edison, who had that little injury scare, you might remember, but he got his medal draped over his neck. John Stones now goes up for his. It's a wonderful moment for each and every one of them. 9 months of hard toil, 9 months of hard graft.
John Stones, I saw him pull cramp 10 minutes ago, and the game wasn't at that point. I looked at him and I thought, is he going to get through? He done absolutely brilliant to continue playing on, because he would look to the side and he was like, I've got to stay on. So this is what it took. Absolutely brilliant determination.
We just saw Alexander Zinchenko, who's particularly emotional, bearing in mind what is occurring in his country. Aymeric Laporte takes the plaudits. One by one they come up. Joao Cancelo, many people believe he was City's player of the season. It's a list that you could perhaps quote anybody on, because they've all played their part. And Jack Grealish, the only senior member of the club not to get himself a winner's medal in the Premier League before, now has what he came for, and that is a winner's medal draped over his neck. Rodri, who scored that all-important equaliser and made it 2-2 for his 7th goal of the season. Not bad for a defensive protector. And then Bernardo Silva, what an incredible talent he is. Nobody works harder, nobody runs more kilometres, nobody digs in deeper than he. Raheem Sterling came on the field and made a difference with a wonderful cross, which Ilkay Gundogan tucked into the corner of the net. I can go on and on about the superlatives, but Gabriel Jesus, a wonderful shift today, Sean.
Yes, I mean, absolutely a beautiful shift. I mean, he worked and he just showed you his determination, his love for the club, to play for the club, his desire to win today. I mean, defensively, he was there doing what was needed. Offensively, pressing and pushing and hurrying the defenders. When it was needed to keep the ball in the corner, it was him at one point holding up a defender with all his last bit of strength and energy to just keep that ball by the corner flag so they could run their clock down. It was absolutely brilliant today. He really was.
We just saw Kyle Walker getting his medal. He was on the bench today. Ruben Diaz, sadly injured for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but what a part he's played, of course. And Eventually we'll get to Fernandinho, but not before Ilkay Gundogan, the man of the moment. He came on the pitch and scored 2 goals in 5 minutes with those, well, unseen runs that nobody seems to pick up, and just as well for the Blues that was the case today. How fitting that Kevin De Bruyne played the final assist of this Champions victory. The ball into the far post that Gundogan tucked over the line. What a wonderful moment for him. And now the captain in his last ever game as a Blue, Fernandinho, game number 383, 9 incredible years at the club. He says farewell to City today, but what a way to do so. He gets his final winner's medal as a Blue, gets hold of the trophy, puts it in his 2 palms, comes to the middle of the joyous City players and raises it aloft. They are the champions of England for 21-22, the 4th time in 5 years. Pep Guardiola's team, quite remarkable. The most number of wins, the most number of goals. No team have conceded fewer, and in the end they got the most number of points with 93 to pick Liverpool by a point. A word for Liverpool, the quad for them is over, but my goodness did they push the Blues all the way. It says a great deal about this team, this wonderful, wonderful team, that despair that they felt at the Bernabeu just a few weeks ago was cast aside. They then focused their minds on the title, and my goodness they've done it in style, in dramatic style. 10 years ago they said the drama of the Aguero goal would never be repeated. Well, I tell you what, we got pretty close today. They came from 2 behind, they scored not once, not twice, but 3 times, and the victory against Aston Villa has given them the Premier League crown once again. Tell you what, Sean, when you put it into perspective, 93 points in almost all but 3 seasons. You'd have won the title with about 86 or 87. That tells you how good this 2 City and Liverpool are.
How good the mentality of this squad of players, the consistency. The question I have for Pep Guardiola, who keeps him going? Because yes, he keeps the players going and he drives the players to say, we gotta go again, we go again, and we churn out another win. But who keeps Pep Guardiola going? Because I have to say, and I have to admit, the standards that we keep as a club, as a team, are unbelievable. The consistency. This game here, again, unbelievable standards that we rose to when we required. Unbelievable. I can't speak highly enough of the staff, the group of players. Just unbelievable. They really are.
Well, as the scenes continue in front of us, as the champagne corks are popping, as the players are just parading around the Etihad Stadium pitch, it's worth remembering that it all began with a defeat at Spurs, away from home. The players had barely had any time to prepare for that one. They lost by a goal to 0, but my word, what a response. They've just won game after game. They've been entertaining, and they've done it all without a genuine out-and-out centre forward. And believe you me, they've put that right, because we'll have Haaland here next season. That's a mouth-watering prospect. But even without a central striker, my goodness, they've done it. And how they've done it in the most dramatic circumstances of all. City 3-2 winners against Aston Villa for the 4th time in 5 years. They are the champions of England. Well, let's go back to Els and hear what the guys think of it.
Wow. Well, welcome back to Matchday Live. We are here at the Etihad. We can't hear each other, but it's fine. Behind us, the team have just lifted the trophy for the 21-22 season. They're the Premier League champions. How are you guys feeling in this moment?
Yeah, I'm a lot more calmer now. Obviously still enjoying the moment, and rightly so, everyone should, but yeah, now the initial adrenaline has worn off a little bit, but yeah, just to see this brings back good memories, and I still love to see the fans enjoying it the same amount. They haven't taken anything for granted. It's like the same amount of enjoyment now that it was the first time from all the fans. It's still the same, nothing's taken for granted.